Hello, you are welcome to today's segment of the podcast. And I won't be doing it alone. It will be an interview format with someone. I would like to welcome him. He'll be taking us through on a writing interview. I'll be going with him on a writing interview, going to explain to us what he knows about writing and how writing can become a very good platform to anyone who wants to endeavor into the writing skill. So I have with me here Mr. Ambassador. He will be explaining to us what it takes to become a writer and how writing pays. So you're welcome to today's segment of our interview. It's a place to have you around. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So glad to be here.
Okay, he just greeted you right away. So, sir, for the audience who are listening, they would like to know your name and a brief about who you are.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity to be here on set with you. Okay, I go by the name Amakor Ambassador, Ambassador Daniel Amakor, as it used to call. I I am a writer. I craft out words. I craft out words. That's what I do. Not really for a living, but that's what I find pleasure doing.
Okay, from what he said it's a pleasure. That means it's a skill you love doing. It's a skill you love doing.
Yes, actually.
Okay, so sir, I'll be asking you some questions which our audience will also be interested to know about. It's a question that is very interesting, and they would like to know about it. So, can we move on?
There's no problem.
Okay. Sir, I would like to know how you view the word writing craft. How do you see the writing word? What can you say about the writing word?
Actually, the truth is that some persons will be expecting that I give them a dictionary definition of the word writing and craft. But this dictionary was summed up by some persons who, after having much garnered a lot of information on a particular word, came to rest upon a definition. So I will not say that writing is the ability to use your pen and your paper. No, writing goes beyond that. Writing is the ability to craft out words which have the capacity, the ability to affect its readers. So that's what I believe writing is. Writing is the ability to craft out words which has capacity, which has effects on its readers.
Well, okay. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for the explanation. So, writing is the ability to craft out words which has effects on your readers. Wow, so that's a very interesting explanation on writing crafts. So, sir, since you're talking about writing, I would like to know how many years you have been into the writing industry. How many years have you been into the writing industry?
I will not go straight to that question because it's quite complicated. If I say that I started writing at the time when I was in Basic 4, most people will say, what are you talking about? Every child writes. No, I picked up interest in writing when I was in Basic 4. And that was also when I picked up interest in reading. So I know I wrote from my Basic 4 to my JSS 3. So I stopped writing at the age of 13 because of a certain book that I had only published one copy, master copy, and it got pirated per se. It got missing and pirated. So I dropped at the age of 13 and also picked up writing later on at the age of 18. But a different aspect of writing, which is poetry. I major mainly on poetry. So the years cannot be summed up. Well, I know, let's just say, I don't know, let's just say more than 8 years.
Okay, from what you said, you picked interest in writing from childhood, although you dropped, but the skill didn't drop in you.
Yes, yes. I have most of the manuscripts I wrote within those years, from age 9 to age 13. I have a lot of manuscripts.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I still have them.
Okay, that's an interesting part. That means for quite 8 years now you have been into writing.
Yes, yes.
That's a good one. So, sir, I would like to also know, how does being a writer pays? How does it pays? Does being a writer pays? Then, if being a writer pays, can you explain how it does pay and how you have also earned from writing? Because a lot of people would like to know the money aspects of writing. Can you explain to us?
Well, this question, I'm going to be direct in this question, because most people, when you ask them what do you want to be in future, they'll tell you that they want to be a writer as their profession. They want to take up writing as their profession, as their occupation. I will not really advise going with that, because taking up writing as a profession, that means that you have to take up the things that comes with writing. Writing is not just writing a book and you say that you're now an author. No, writing goes beyond that. Writing has a lot of branches. It has a lot of branches, so it does pay. It doesn't pay that some persons expect that when they write a book and they start earning from it, they get the fame they want and they get the money they want. No, the writing is not that. Writing is different from that thing that you write on Facebook and you get about 5,000 likes. Try and publish a book on that. You'll see if you can get about 5,000 buys. So that's it. Writing pays of a truth, in the sense that when you write, you know that you're not just writing. If you say that you're a writer, there are prerequisites for being a writer. Like I said, it's not all about publishing a book in your name and you now start going by the title author. No, writing has prerequisites. One of the prerequisites is readership. You have to have readership, and you also have to be a reader yourself. You have to be a reader. You have to have this vast readership capacity, in the sense that what you are writing, you are also reading what others in that same field, in that same culture you are writing, what they are writing, so that you know when you are going against the writing norms of the current day. So when it comes to paying, writing pays. For example, seminars. I have earned from writing. I've had seminars on writing. It got on 2017. I had this invitation to Philippines to come and lecture them on poetry seminar, a 3-day poetry seminar. It is like a camp. So although I did not grace the invitation, so writing pays from the seminars that you hold, from the writing class that you hold, and from you writing. I also write for birthdays. I know there is not much money here, but it's all about your packaging. When I charge my clients, they don't bargain. Well, if I tell you that, okay, you're having your wedding, let me make your wedding uncommon. Let us make your wedding unconventional. How are you going to make it? I'll say, okay, I'm going to write something for you, and if you want me to perform, no problem, I'll still perform. How much are you charging me? If I tell you the amount, you don't bargain, because you believe that this person, yes, can stand for them and defend this thing that is definitely trying to bring up to you. So writing pays in a lot of ways. It pays, number one, it cannot pay you straight. You cannot make much money. Even Shakespeare, at the point, he took his place to the theater to make money. So there are several ways to earn from writing, but you saying that you want to earn as a writer from selling your books, no. Writing pays, but not only from selling your book. You have to go into the other branches of writing, which is holding writing classes and holding seminars and all the rest of them.
Okay, thank you for explaining to our listeners how writing do pay. One more thing, since you have been into writing for quite some years now, at least 8 years now, as much as you can recall, I would like to know platforms that you can refer to our audience, the platforms you have been writing and you have been gaining from writing. What platform can you tell our listeners that they can get into or engage into that will help up bring out the best version of them in the writing industry?
I would say that the first platform is the writer himself. Yes, you are your first platform. How or why did you choose to write? How do you want to write? What are you writing about? Who are the people you are writing to? When you understand these basic questions, it will now push you into what am I going to do to answer these questions perfectly? What am I going to do to answer this question perfectly? So there are various writing platforms like I've said, I started writing for a long while, but I joined some writing workshops and writing groups and platforms at that age of 18 because I just found myself so much in love with poetry. But I didn't focus on my passion for writing into poetry because I also wanted to touch every aspect of writing because writing has been inherent, it has been inborn in me, it has been something that gave me this how I express myself. So there are lots of platforms I am into. I'm into Gotham Writers. It's an American-based writing institute. I'm registered there, and they have courses. See, if you want to be a writer, the first platform is yourself. Then the second platform is what you do for yourself. What do? You have to build up yourself. When you build up yourself, then you can go into the world and get what you want. You have to build up yourself. If from, for example, now, if you think that you don't want to be paying much, what you have to do is, okay, you can go to Facebook. There are lots of writing groups in Facebook. It's a platform itself. Now, what's the essence of going to these writing groups on Facebook? What you get there to do is you see other writers, you see how they write what they write, and you see the writers who write from the niche that you write, and see how they are able to craft out their word. You see that these writers have also gone extra miles to build up themselves. Now, from you reading what they have written, you also have this passion well up in you to go and build up yourself and also present yourself a better writer to your readers, your audience. So we also have on Google, if you go to Google and writing platforms, you will be marveled at lots of them. You'll see free ones. But they say that nothing beautiful comes free. So, but you see free ones which will be able to build you up and tell you what you can be able to find in the paid ones. So you can still get from Google, you can get from Coursera, you can get from, there are lots of writing schools, online schools. You can get writing classes and writing materials which will be able to build you up and give you a better understanding of what you are going into.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for explaining to our listeners some writing platforms that are paid ones and the ones that you can access freely. To round everything up, I would like you to give your last word, like a word of encouragement to every writer. What word of encouragement would you like to tell our listeners? What kind of encouragement do you like to give them? Are they to continue with the writing since they want to pursue it? Maybe some things may be a hindrance. So what kind of opportunity or what kind of encouragement are you giving to them?
All right. Since you have already gotten into it, like I've said, you should ask yourself this question: why write? Why is it that out of all the hobbies that you can get yourself into, you choose to write? What brought me into writing was, like I said, I started writing when I was in basic 4. What brought me into writing was I was at that age emotionally disturbed. So I decided to start writing stories. Someone had to do something to me, someone older than I am then. So he did something to me, and the best way I sought for a revenge was to write a story where I was rich, and he came to beg for money. He came to me to beg for assistance, for aid. So that was how I started building up my writing passion. But at a point, just like I said, on my second journey as a writer, that is from 18 years, I was able to see that writing goes beyond pouring out words. That's why we have editors. You write out words the way it comes to you. Now the editors craft it the way the readers will love it. So as a writer, you have come into this field. You have come into the there is yes. I wanted to say there is no going back, but actually there is a going back. But the going back is not a going back to back down. No, it's a going back to build up yourself, to edify yourself, to have yourself fit for the field. So if you're already into it, the advice is give yourself something that you yourself will be able to enjoy, because what you enjoy, I believe your readership will also enjoy. And how are you going to give yourself what you'll be able to enjoy? That is, go through trainings. Go through trainings. Go through trainings. If you don't have money now to get into those trainings, what another advice I'll give you is go into poetry contests. There are free poetry contests. When you get to that place, they will give you like the best poetry contest I love is when they give me a limit of words to write. So I enjoy contests with word limits. It makes me, it allows me to pack up words in a shorter way, so that I'll be able to fit into that competition. Now, not just in a shorter way, and in a way that I will hit the nail on its head, in a way that the readers will understand what I'm trying to say, what my words are trying to portray, the images I'm trying to paint. So you have to get through trainings, and also you have to. I know we are not in competition with anyone, but one thing I have known as a writer is that contest made me what I am today. Oh, my father will always tell me, every time you are on phone, can't you bring out something from this phone? So the story is not same now, because for the past 5 years, now, he has been seeing lots and lots of things coming to him through what I've been doing online as a writer. So I really want you all to keep on doing the best of what you can do.
Okay, thank you, Sir Ambassador, for having you around. It's a very big pleasure to have you talk to our listener. So, our listeners, you have heard it all. Writing is very beneficial. It's very beneficial, and is a very lucrative skill to work into. Thank you for also tuning into this podcast. Do have a wonderful day. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for coming around to talk to our audience. I do appreciate your coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. You all should keep on doing well. That's what you know how to do best.
Thank you, sir. So from here, we'll be cutting the podcast from here. I want to thank you for listening to this podcast. Do stay tuned and subscribe so that you can be able to know the recent or the upcoming podcast or video that will be coming through this channel. Do have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.